Great. Write an introductory paragraph for chapter 1. Perfect. Afterwards, I'll ask you to write the rest of the chapter. So I just wanted to give you the paragraph, not the whole thing. So I say afterwards, I'll do that. So let's say if it understands what I'm trying to get it to. And as it's writing this, I'm going to read it and correct it and make sure that everything is okay. Of course, normally you wouldn't just copy paste everything. You would actually co-create this. So I didn't tell it to limit the paragraph to 50 words. This is more than 50. I can already tell. But it actually looks really good. And maybe having a bit more won't hurt. Who knows? So this is how many words? It's 100 words. Okay, so we're going to have more than the average 50 words. But that is okay with me. And so we will now, the following 5 paragraphs. Now write the 5 paragraphs for. So I'm asking it to write 5 paragraphs, and it's numbering the paragraphs. We're not going to use this numbering in the actual book, but it's good information for me to see how many paragraphs we have. So we wrote 5 paragraphs. That makes sense. It's actually, I would say, I'm no writer, but I'd say this is pretty good writing. As a reader, I would actually think this is interesting. Now let's see, how many words are there in total? 400 words in 5 paragraphs. All right, so it wrote a little bit less than 100 words per paragraph. So this will actually give us some really good volume of content. At the end, I'll do all the formatting and take care of all of that stuff. But for now, let's keep going. Great, now give me 5 paragraphs for historical context and development. Here we go. I guess the biggest problem with this, it's similar to what pilots have, is the pilot's gonna just sit there and autopilot does most of the work, so it's boring for most of the flight. I think most of the job is just for me reading what it writes. Obviously, if you're publishing a book, you would actually do the editing and be a lot more creative work. This is kind of just showcase of what is possible. But most of the time, I'm just going to sit back and read what it writes. It's actually a really good way to learn about a topic as well. If you can't find a book on a topic, well, hey, you can just make one. So does that give me history here and talking about milestones in the evolution of the LLMs. We're going to double check the facts. We're going to fact check just in case it's not giving me random answers and making things up. But here we go, the next 5 paragraphs on the historical context. Very good. And now GPT-4 and its significance. Give me 5 paragraphs on. I guess we could introduce a little bit of variety as well. So, ask it to 3 paragraphs, ask it for examples, ask it for other stuff. We're going to try that out as well. I think in some of the later chapters, the current state of mental health or talking about the specific tools, I want to ask it examples and potential real life samples.